The new Supergirl is tanking a box office and now on the way. Look at her, I wouldn't want to be saved by that.
What the hell?
These memes are too funny, I swear.
When the world looks to the sky, hope returns. A new hero will rise.
Wow, I think I'm gonna skip that one for sure.
In a world of spotless homes, one woman rises above the rest, faster than a washing cycle, more powerful than dirt and dust, able to conquer every chore before supper time. Supergirl!
Now that's my Supergirl.
There are actually 3 ladies who almost played Supergirl in James Gunn DC Universe. At number 3 is Emilia Jones. In early 2024 reports confirmed that Jones was a top contender and screen tested to play Supergirl in James Gunn's DC Universe, specifically for the film Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow. Ultimately, she did not land the part, as DC Studios cast Millie Alcock for the role.
Wow, look at that. How would I love to see Sydney Sweeney, honestly.
Representation is incredibly important.
Yeah.
And for so many young girls and women all around are going to be inspired by Supergirl. What do you hope they take away from Kara?
You managed to get most of it on the paper this time. Let's be honest, babe, it's not a very high bar to clear. What the hell, dude? Where's my dog? Thanks for watching him, bitch!
The new Supergirl is a true role model right there. Well done.
Oh no.
Oh yeah.
Told you it's real.
There it is.
You see him spreading that out there?
Yeah. Chris Gore is going to
Transition cup.
This is gonna get his age restricted. My gosh.
Chris Gore, eat your heart out.
What is that?
I don't know. I think that what makes this film so beautiful is that it's not centered around a man. It's not centered around love at all. I played a few characters that might have a potential queer through line. I have many queer friends.
Why would you say something like this? This is marketing disaster.
These people really can't help themselves when it comes to being insufferable. You know, I really feel like it's been a minute since we've had an actor or actress burst onto the scene who's been as insufferable and annoying as Rachel Zegler.
Weird.
But, baby birds, fear not. We may finally have a contender. And while this person hasn't made all of you terribly upset just yet, it's not too late. You know, her time in the sun is just getting started. She's also Australian, so if you want to do some Australian-based insults, I will allow it on this one single occasion.
Millie Alcock is slowly becoming Rachel Zegler 2.0.
She doesn't live inside the binary of what we think a woman should be.
Okay. Dogs are better than people because they don't talk.
If only she followed her own advice and shut up, maybe Supergirl wouldn't be bombing as bad as it is right now, with the tracking looking disastrously bad for Hollywood. You're getting articles such as Supergirl earns rave reviews, but the movie is still doomed. And the tracking has consistently slipped when it started out at sort of 55 million for its opening weekend, and then went down to 51, 45, or even 40, depending on which tracking company you're paying attention to today. And it's really not surprising when this movie has massive fundamental problems, both from a creation standpoint of who this movie was made for.
I just really want this film to be seen by as many young women, I think, specifically, as possible.
Along with the marketing strategy designed to get people into the cinema. One of these issues has been Millie Alcock herself.
Discussion online about Kara's queerness in the comics. Was that some...
Another franchise completely ruined by woke Hollywood. It has to stop now.
Supergirl is already a disaster. And, you know, it would have been a disaster if Millie Alcock, I'll be nice, hadn't said a word. If she hadn't said a word, this movie would still be bombing. But she has said a word or two. And
it keeps getting worse.
It keeps getting worse. And somebody, I liked her casting. I liked her in House of the Dragon. But she is getting very Zegler-esque at this point. Maybe not as annoying, but certainly as stupid.
Why do these Hollywood actresses have to play the feminist woke card every time? It makes no sense to me.
This is the absolute career arc iron law for every single new woke feminist activist actress in Hollywood. Number one, land a DEI role that you are not pretty enough or talented enough to fill. Hopefully a race swap or even a gender swap like here. Two, isolate your audience. Ensure that your platform is not used to promote the movie that a studio spent hundreds of millions of dollars on, but instead make sure that the paying customers that might want to go see that movie, because who doesn't love the original Snow White, doesn't go see that movie because you tell them not to go. And it's happening again. Supergirl is going to flop, as Supergirl actress decided to kick off the press tour by attacking Christian dads and telling Christian dads to not take their daughters to go see Supergirl. Who's making these casting decisions? Who is this? What is this supposed to be?
Why would you alienate your fans like this? This is crazy, and the backlash is just getting started.
How surreal is this moment right now?
It's so surreal, it doesn't feel real.
It just keeps getting worse for Supergirl, with the tracking now coming in at $39 million as a low, and amazingly, that's worse than it seems. But also, we are moving past hand-selected influencers that post on TikTok as the only ones that have seen the movie. Now the critics are beginning to get their early access to the movie as well, and they don't like it either. I mean, Grace Randolph doesn't like it. She's the target audience. She was so excited to see it. She'd done streams where she gave Millie Alcock advice.
I couldn't believe this. If I were her publicist, I'd be like, stop talking, for the love of God.
I don't think this is a review she wanted to give.
These woke actresses should just shut up and promote the movie. That's why they paid for anyway.
Supergirl is gonna bomb. It was always gonna bomb. There was never enough interest in this film to do well. And it doesn't come as any kind of surprise. But what does kind of come as a surprise to me is just how much Millie Alcock herself has contributed to the complete disinterest in this film. Well, at least she's getting people to talk about it online.
What has Millie Alcock done? Another casting mistake right there.
Why, chat? Make it make sense. Wait a minute, it's as if they're targeting children. Or that it's as if they're trying to brainwash the future generations. I don't know. Because Supergirl's probably going to be watched by a lot of kids. Superman's watched by a lot of kids. Supergirl, Batman, all these superheroes. Why are we targeting people's sexuality? This is very weird.
What do you think is about Kara that inspires that kind of connection? I think I played a few characters that might have a potential queer through line.
What? Is this the mannerisms? I may have played a few that have had a queer through line. What is going on?
Oh my gosh, stop this. Leave the kids alone, please.
Feels like we're on repeat because it's almost like every day we have another bad story when it comes to Supergirl, and it's already not tracking well at the box office. In fact, it's tracking potentially to perform on par with the Marvels. Right now, it looks like it could be opening worse than The Flash, which was obviously a massive disaster for DC. A movie, by the way, that James Gunn said was the greatest superhero movie he'd ever seen in his lifetime before it ultimately flopped and failed at the box office. Looks like that might be the case for Supergirl as well.
Wow, when is Hollywood gonna learn? Go woke, go broke.
I don't know. I think that what makes this film so beautiful is that it's not centered around a man. It's not centered around love at all.
Yeah, God forbid those pesky men, those disgusting orc goblins. Why would anyone want anything to do with men? Why would a Supergirl movie be centered around a man? But we all know that this is going to translate to meaning that she's not straight for some reason because men are inherently the devil.
So it's centered around love at all.
Then what is the point of the film? What's wrong with things being centered around love? What's wrong with experiencing or having love? Isn't it supposed to be about the love you have for your dog unless the dog is your boyfriend?
Wow, I could not have said it any better myself.
Actresses fans kept saying should have been Supergirl instead of Millie Alcock. First, Rachel Zegler. A lot of fans thought DC should have picked a bigger name after Snow White made her one of the most talked about actresses on the internet.
Wow, can you imagine Zegler as Supergirl? That would be absolutely horrible.
Before Supergirl even releases, the backlash has already started. New Supergirl star Millie Alcock says she expects criticism just for being a woman in a major franchise. She believes female actors often face unfair scrutiny online, no matter what they do. But despite the negativity, Millie says she'll stay true to herself.
Wow, please stop playing the victim. It's not gonna help, sorry.
Supergirl comes out this week, and this tweet right here from Disparu has really blown up. This has 5 million views, okay? Millie Alcock is her name. And man, oh man, have they destroyed everything with the marketing of this movie. Now, to be fair, I don't think that this movie was ever going to do well, but Millie Alcock has really pissed off a lot of people.
She has pissed off everybody, including me.
Supergirl comes out this week, and it's looking like it's going to be performing even worse than people realized to begin with. This is a disaster for the DC Universe, for James Gunn, for everything that got set up here. Now, this has a myriad of problems to it. A lot of it is just the source material that they drew from, which is a graphic novel from Tom King called Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow, which does not feel like a Supergirl book. If they would have made some random science fiction thing that was dark and edgy or whatever, I mean, it probably would have been okay. The art's actually pretty good on it. It's a very different thing. But they skinned it with Supergirl, and they said it was outside of continuity because it didn't feel like Supergirl. Nothing was Supergirl really about it. And then they threw this into the movie to make it something that's really doesn't feel like Supergirl as a movie. It's pretty obvious what was going to happen, but hey, they made a mess. Then they tried to jiggle it up and tried to add that Guardians of the Galaxy flair to it, adding in Lobo and some other chick with a sword and make a Guardians of the Galaxy femme superhero team.
The backlash is getting worse and worse, and it's not gonna stop there.
Supergirl don't need no man. In an interview, Millie Alcock, the Supergirl of James Gunn's brave new DC Cinematic Universe, said,
I don't know. I think that what makes this film so beautiful is that it's not centered around a man. It's not centered around love.
A strange Hollywood trend where women-led stories focus less about what they are about and more about what they aren't. Apparently, the beauty of the Supergirl movie isn't about a woman facing and overcoming the deep emotional scars left on her heart from witnessing the total destruction of her people. No. The beauty of the movie is that it isn't centered around a man and isn't about Kara falling in love, as if swearing off men suddenly makes her more credible. A bit funny when you realize, from Odysseus fighting to get back to his wife Penelope, to John Wick fighting for the memory of his beloved Helen, so many stories centering around men involve his passion for a woman.
A lot of men watch Supergirl because she's super attractive. If you alienate all your men fans like this, for sure the movie is gonna tank. Obviously. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed it, and click right here to watch the next one. Bye bye.